Okay, so for my next exercise, I'm gonna do a forward step lunge. I'm not gonna do it with a bar, but I'm gonna resemble me having weights and dumbbells in my hands. So what you're gonna start off with is you're gonna hold the grips in your hand with a closed closed neutral grip. And you're gonna start right here, and then you're gonna make sure your feet start shoulder width apart. And then you're always gonna have your core activated. So you're gonna start right here, and then you're gonna take one big step. So I'll scoot back a little bit. You're gonna take one big step forward. Okay, making sure that your torso stays upright and doesn't lean forward. And we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. But you're gonna go slowly down. You're gonna flex your lead foot, and you can go on your toes for your back leg. You're gonna go slowly down, making sure that your core stays tight and upright. You're gonna go down until you're about 1 to 2 inches from the ground, making sure that lead knee doesn't go over your foot, it stays right in line, and then come back up. You wanna make sure that when you go back, you don't stutter step. That's a common fault. So you wanna go up and then push off and go back to your starting position. You're gonna do an alternating for this exercise. So with the other foot, you'll stay here, you'll take one big step forward, go straight down, 1 to 2 inches from the ground, come up and back down to the starting position. So this exercise is working your hamstrings, so your semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and your biceps femoris. All your quadriceps, so vastus lateralis, medialis, intermedius, and rectus, recfem, and your gluteus maximus. Common fault that people tend to do is when they are in the lunge position like this, they tend to go forward and lose their posterior muscles. You always want to keep those activated and leaning forward. So there is a difference between a knee dominant and a hip dominant. It is okay if you're focusing on the hip dominance and working more of the glutes. It is okay to lean a little bit forward and you're hinging at the hips, but always keeping that core activated. If you're looking for more of a knee dominant lunge, you're gonna keep that straight up, just like I showed you, and keeping that 90-degree and coming up. So it is okay to lean a little bit forward and focusing more on that hip hinge and getting the more of a hip dominant lunge. And yeah. Another common fault with the step lunge is that people tend to not keep their weight evenly distributed throughout the whole lunge. So they tend to either lean forward, lean back. A way that you can fix that is you can work on your eye positioning. So if you tend to look down, you tend to lean a little bit more forward instead of keeping it maybe like a foot in front of you and just focusing on one spot and keeping that weight evenly distributed. And that helps with the torso also. If you lean forward a lot, you're gonna tend to put more pressure up on the lead foot. Just always sitting back and maintaining that even weight throughout your body.